Let's call the meeting. December 4th to order. Pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Let the record show that Bob, Carol, Doug, and Ed are here, and Flavia is remote.
Hey, well, again.
Motion. A motion to allow Flavia to fully participate in the meeting.
Finding exceptional
Is there a
circumstances.
second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I mean, that's exceptional.
Thank you.
Okay, I was going to say, are you on? Okay. Approval of final agenda. Any changes to the agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Public comment.
I have two.
We
Both,
only have to.
the only two people who are here.
100%.
And they're both non-agenda items. And just a reminder that you get 3 minutes, and please announce your name when you get to the podium, and I will start the clock after you state your name. First up, because he gave me his slip first, is our friend Marty Mantenfeld regarding the pool.
Otherwise known as Bridger.
Bridger, yes. Affectionately known as Bridger.
Bridges.
So Marty Mantenfeld from Monticello and Pelican Preserve. So I got to use my pool pass today. Thank you very much, because now I pay my non-ad valorem taxes regarding the Parks and Recreation. So I went over and checked out the pool, and believe it or not, it was nicer than I thought. So I've been to a lot of these meetings where you're talking about spending a lot of money on resurfacing a pool deck. And I looked at the pool deck, and I'm asking myself, why? You must have a lot of money burning a hole in your pocket that you want to spend, because there's nothing wrong with that pool deck, okay? Where you need to spend some money is, there are 6 paved parking spaces outside that pool. 6. That's it. Otherwise, you're going around the other, the curb, and you're parking on the dirt. And there's construction all over the place there. It's a mess. So you need to spend some money on parking. But the pool was nice. I liked it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good.
Now, there's 2 Pelican people with pool passes, me and Marty.
There you go.
But have you
You
used
have a
yours?
pool pass?
I've had one.
He swims at night.
Next up,
I
we
was going to
have,
say,
No, I just go to watch. I just go to look.
I'm trying to get a visual here.
Let's don't say we did.
James
Carol.
Wilkins regarding irrigation.
Thanks.
Good afternoon, James Wilkins I'm the president of the HOA for Matarita 2. On October the 28th, 2025, an irrigation leak was identified on Citrella Drive across from the lift station within a common area. The Greenscapes irrigation team responded by shutting off the reclaimed water supply, determining that the leak originated at the water meter. I promptly notified the Gateway Emergency Line and informed Mark Eversman, head of the Landscape Advisory Committee, about the situation. Unfortunately, I was unable to secure an immediate inspection of the meter. The Greenscapes irrigation team proceeded to remove water from both the meter box and the irrigation box. They conducted a thorough inspection of all the components within the irrigation system and concluded that the leak was caused by a faulty expander connection. The vice president of Greenscapes irrigation team reached out to Bill Shaw, utilities director of Gateway. Mr. Shaw inspected the meter and tightened the expander connections accordingly. Chelsea O'Reilly, district manager for Gateway, later confirmed via email that the leak has been repaired and stated that further inspections would be conducted to ensure the issue had been fully resolved. I respectfully request that the CSCDD reimburse Matarita 2 for the expenses incurred in addressing this issue involving a non-HOA equipment. Additionally, I seek clarification regarding the appropriate procedures for reporting similar issues in the future.
How much are you looking for?
The invoice I received was $1,280.
Was the leak on our side of the meter or your side?
Yes, sir, it was on your side. It was the connector on the meter itself.
Is that true?
I'll have to get with Bill Shaw and let you
He's
know.
online, so he should be here.
Let me grab Bill.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it's on our side, I don't understand why you would have had an expense.
I agree.
To be honest with you, because I could not get any from Gateway to come out and do the inspection.
And do you know, what's the time frame of that?
October
8th,
The
that's what I said.
28th is when it started.
And then when did you call Greenscapes?
Greenscapes was the one that found the irrigation leak, and being who they are, they turned off the water because it was running across the sidewalk and into the gutter.
I have
At
a
that point,
question.
At that point, they looked and said, this leak is definitely coming from the meter section, two separate boxes, one irrigation, one meter.
I have a question, and I think that's what Chelsea's gonna get to. And if it's not, correct me. So if the if the leak was found on the 28th, when was the GSCDD contacted? After the repair from your company or before?
It was done prior to us doing any work other than the initial inspection.
Okay, so
Once they
again,
once they
so
determined.
my question is really, was the repair made because there was a lack of communication or a lack of response by the district? Because that's a separate issue that I would like to address. But I don't want it to be like, our vendor went and checked it and noticed it was the district. We told them to fix it and now we want to have reimbursed, because that's a different story. Not saying that we wouldn't pay not that, but I just want to make sure that there was no lack of response from staff to this issue.
I'm kind of a blunt individual. I say things the way they are. I called the emergency line, and when I got a call from the guy, he said, we don't have anything in that area, nothing. That's when I reached out to Mark. Mark got hold of Ameriscape. Their response was that water was caused by extra irrigation for the new plantings that they put in. I could not get anybody to go and look at that meter.
What date did you contact Greenscape?
Greenscapes was on the 28th when they contacted me.
Okay, and you called Gateway the same day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we
So that's
received,
what I'm saying. We have no time to do anything, right?
Again, I was told by a Gateway employee that they had nothing in that area. It was not on their map.
So it wasn't our asset.
It is your asset.
No, somebody thought that
Exactly.
it was
They
not.
claim, again, there's a map out there that we all are working through to find out who owns what, who's responsible for
who
what.
at Gateway specifically? Because if you called the emergency number, it would have gone to a district staff member. But if you contact Mark Eversman, which is a volunteer,
I called the emergency line first.
okay.
And she contacted a gentleman. He was very quick. I did not get his name, and pretty much said, got nothing in that area, and hung up the phone.
Well, we knew who worked that day. We knew who was on the line, responsible, right?
Depends when they called.
Yeah, it depends on what time they called. If it was during.
Was it during
It was
regular
early
business?
morning. It was sometime in the morning, if I
During,
remember.
like during our.
Tuesday
Oh,
morning.
absolutely.
Okay.
Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Tuesday morning.
Absolutely.
I know when I had this,
I see that Bill is here. Could we ask Bill about? Okay. Okay.
Well, the other
Give you a few more
thing,
minutes.
Jim,
You went over and tightened the connector.
Matarita is on our irrigation system.
Yes.
Yeah,
part
that's
of
what I
it, yeah,
thought.
this one is. But if this was in Eversman's bailiwick, with something to do with landscaping, I think I heard Ed was turned on, it should just be a landscaping meeting and P-PAC will handle it. It's not that big a deal.
Well,
Again, it's my understanding that the meter and the connection is owned by Gateway.
the meter is Gateway's meter, but who pays the usage of that is the PPCA. Now, the timeline, I mean, we can do, to your point, if he wants to pursue it through, if you guys want to push it back through PPAC and the landscape
I
subcommittee.
attended that meeting already.
What did they tell you?
I was pretty much told to come to this meeting.
I just want to make sure that if we were wrong and told them that it's not ours and it was ours, then we have an exposure.
Then it's ours, yeah.
We have an exposure. If we need to know the answer to that
Yeah.
because
Is there a cartograph
I thought
plan?
everybody knew
If
the
Bill can
Matarita.
get to that determination, that it was on our side,
Okay,
then it's
so
easy.
can we reconvene this at the end of the meeting, give Bill
Yeah.
the opportunity? We'll bring it back up during supervisor comments.
Fine.
Okay, Jim,
fine.
give
That
us
gives
a
Bill
little bit
some
of
time.
time.
What day of the week is the 28th?
Tuesday,
Photograph.
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Anybody online?
no other public comments.
No other public comment.
Okey-doke. Any local achievements or recognitions?
Guys, can you take it to the?
Bill?
Can you guys take it to the outside, please? Thank you. I don't have any immediate local achievements and recognitions.
Okey-doke. Okey-doke. Any advisory committee items and reports? The only thing I saw was there was a report from the pond committee that was in the agenda package.
It's their agenda for this coming Monday.
Right, sorry, not in the agenda package, on the website, that there was a PPAC meeting. Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Approval of minutes, October 16th meeting. Is there any
moved.
additions, corrections?
None.
None? Got a motion?
So
Do we have a
moved.
second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Consent agenda items, we have two, A and B. One's the bond disbursement, and the other one is for the sustainability plan for the, is that correct, FY
Yes,
22
yes,
late?
yes, it is, and I am so glad to finally get this
Very
done.
timely. Very timely.
Yes, this was something that I chased around back in 2023 before she started trying to get signatures to get these ponds done, and they sat until this year.
So it was correct then, okay.
Yes,
Is there?
that is 100% correct.
There is a motion to approve the consent agenda items A and B. Carol?
Yes.
Second? Bob? I'll second. All, being a wise guy. All in favor, say aye. 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 Opposed? Thank you. We got
Well,
district
thank you.
engineer today?
Nope.
Nothing with Stephen. I do have an issue with district engineer relative to ponds. Had a meeting today with the country club superintendent on our favorite pond 22. Is it 122 or 120? 122. 122 at the back of the driving range. Has the manager of the club worked with you yet on that?
No.
He's
I
supposed to be
call-
contacting you because somehow he had something, and I don't know who he would have gotten it from, was that, which I would agree with, that we have a joint deal to where they use Tetra Tech also, which was what we were talking about. Since that pond has lake bank issues, it's got to be a joint project. Because there'll certainly be some joint expenses on it, because they got damages that were created as a result of their
So,
failing. But I went out and looked at it and took some measurements, and to get a 4-to-1 slope on that deal, that hole back into the driving range to the tune of about 30 feet has to go out. In other words, you can't make the 4-to-1 slope. The only way you could do it would be to put some type of a wall, retaining wall at the bottom and start the slope.
Golf course want to do that?
No, golf course isn't going to do that, no way.
No way.
But the issue is that was a pond we were going to be doing work on, and we needed to do work on, but the situation has been made worse as a result of their erosion issues. And I wanted to find out, guys, I go by it every day to go out in the range, and nothing's happening. Who's doing what? I'd suggested to Chelsea that we get Tetra Tech in and let them retain Tetra Tech to work on their issues associated with this pond bank.
Yeah, I'd like to take a look at it.
Tetra
I'd like
Tech's
to look at
working
that.
on our side.
I would like to look at it. Is it where they're driving from, or is it where the balls are going to?
two.
So it's on the opposite end. Are there homes behind it?
No, it's a
it's
pond
across
and
the
then a
lake.
road.
This is a pond that's not been touched yet.
I can show you where it's at on the
Okay,
map.
I would like to have
So
a,
to answer your question, I know Paul had a meeting with Rich and Matt, just discussing like
May have been who
the
it was then.
future restoration and how they could be impacted with the 21 ponds we have in design right now.
Right.
I did send an email to Matt and Rich this afternoon and asked what their plan was, and if there was no plan, then the plan on the Gateway side is to contact code enforcement, because their drainage is causing issues into our pond and erosion and rills, and the last thing I want is a bad note from South Florida Water Management District. So I'm waiting to hear back from them.
Well, let me bring up an issue, because this gets to one, Tony, you're going to get involved. Okay. The LME is insufficient to do the work necessary to return the pond to original conditions.
Is it the width or or where it's located?
I'm sorry?
Is it the width of it or where it's located relative?
The LME is 20 feet.
We haven't
That
gotten,
particular-
we haven't gotten confirmation from Tetra Tech, but by math, it appears.
By my calculations, the drop off from the pond at control elevation go up to be level with the ground at the golf course is at least 8 feet, okay? So to return that to a 4-to-1 slope, you got to go back a minimum of 32 feet. You are well outside the LME to be able to make it happen.
Landward, in other words, you're well outside and you're landward, in other words.
Then you're on the golf course.
So you're outside, okay.
My question is, how does Tetra Tech do a project that is going to necessitate going onto land that we don't own?
We don't. We get a DO amendment to change the 4-to-1 slope to a different slope, hopefully getting.
That's not smart. This is dangerous over there as it is. If you go 8 feet and 20 feet, you aren't close to 4-to-1. You're going to be about like 2.5 to 1. 2.5 to 1 is how many millions of dollars have we spent fixing 2.5 to 1?
Well, I guess the question is, the 4-to-1, is that a South Florida requirement? Because even if it's a Lee County requirement, and you can get a DO amendment to Lee County, you still need to get a South Florida modification. If what I'm hearing is that there's a request for DO modification, that's Lee County. But if South Florida, what's the slope requirement there? 4
But
to
who's
1?
responsible to get, if our staff, let's forget the erosion, and the issues that led to the erosion. If we're in there fixing it, which we're doing, that's one of the jobs, one of the projects that Tetra Tech's doing, and they're trying to meet the requirements like they are doing on all the other ponds to achieve the 4-to-1 where we go back and, the whole story. You physically can't do it on this pond. There's no room. What do you do?
I'm trying to visualize that. I don't have the graphics.
But why don't we do this? Because this is catching everybody else other than you and I by blinded. Let me send the address to everybody so they can go look at it with the aerials.
Well, the issue is that's not going to change anything. The issue is the district.
It might change.
Well, no, what they need, Bob, is and they're not hearing, they need an engineer. They've hired one contractor that came in and gave them an exorbitant price to fix it. And that was with no plans, no nothing, no county approval, which we can't do.
What's the negative to putting a grader in there and making it 4-to-1?
Absolutely nothing, other than the fact that we're not on our property.
Well, but we're getting
That's why,
formed to the 4-to-1.
see, that's why I suggested that if we have Tetra Tech go in, do the job, then they let both us and the owner know, the club, what needs to be done. Then we just have a
Well, I don't want
discussion
us
of
to be
how the
involved in
payment's
it.
going
Why
to
do
be
we
made.
want to fix a golf course?
It's one of our ponds, so it's our
I understand
pond
that.
to fix.
Our responsibility is to get to 4-to-1. If the fairway gets a little narrower, that's someone else's interest.
It's not the fairway, it's the driving range.
Okay,
The
less
issue is-
important.
The issue is that somehow, some way, we've got to work together. There's going to be a discussion about who pays for what. My issue is how do you legally go beyond your LME
A couple things.
to do the work?
What's important, a couple things. One is, I'm not aware of a per se conflict if the golf course was to retain Tetra Tech to help them do the engineering work
At no cost to
on their
us.
property. So, I mean, I don't see that being an issue. It's sort of complementary.
Okay, that's what I think
But
needs to
then
be
there's,
done.
but then there's a second piece to it, to the extent that there are either operational, design, or functional issues with the golf course runoff that's causing the erosion, and that's what Chelsea, I think, is referencing, that's something, then why would the district want to pay to remediate a situation
Right.
caused by that
That's
golf
right.
course?
And I told
Okay.
the club that, guys, the fix of this is easy. It's easy. It's very simple to do. The issue is you still haven't solved the problem of the water that caused the problem to begin with. You're going to have, and you're going to have to pay either to have that area raised and you run the water a different direction, which really is not possible, or you're going to have to put in some type of an inlet system that takes the water and takes it
Trough
down
or
to the
something.
lake.
A trough.
Yeah. But my point was that if Tetra Tech's doing this work, it'd be best if they do the whole thing, and then
And again,
and the club works with us.
I would suggest that the district could, have a task authorization for the district's piece, and if the club wants to hire Tetra Tech to do the design piece on their property and work as to what they need to do, I don't see an issue with that.
Right
That's
now,
up to Tetra Tech. Chelsea, you have any problem with that?
My opinion is right now, after hearing it today, is they need a little kick in the back side, because right now, we talked about this a month ago and nothing has happened, except the erosion's gotten worse.
Ed,
think- but
that
you
was
know-
the point to my email I sent today in getting county code enforcement involved. That is the fire, that is under their tail, so.
And I appreciate Chelsea doing that, because the incentive is, otherwise, as you mentioned, we do not need a knock on the door from an agency that has headquarters.
If we got that
that has-
letter out, perhaps
that has-
that'll get them moving then.
Yeah, I would like to go see it too. And if the water's coming from the golf course, that's one thing. If it's coming from erosion of the pond or the flowway, I don't know if they got littorals there or anything, so I need to look
I'll
at it.
send to everybody tomorrow the location of this pond in the event. Hopefully Gateway Greens will be gracious enough to make sure you bring your driver's license and let you in to go look at it.
And if I come over, lunch is on Ed.
We haven't talked about the parking fee or the other fees that.
That was actually 3 points. like
Make sure you
Okay.
go the speed
We'll
limit,
do
and
that.
if you go, you
Okay.
need to say you're going to Ed Tinkle's house if you're speeding.
Okay, short
Yeah,
change. It was
don't
actually 3
speed.
point- that was 3
Okay,
points.
well, I just want to make sure that was
You can send
taken
it to
care
me
of with
also.
our
And
engineer.
that is Pond 22, but it's called the driving range, 120?
The north end of the driving range, Pond 122. Half of it's the golf course, half of it's homes. Okay,
For not having district engineer, that was a lot.
administrative agenda items, admin building furniture selection.
Okay, so,
I didn't see any difference in the furniture.
well, staff recommendation, honestly, is to go with Workscapes. They've been a lot more engaged.
We pull it up so we can.
Yeah. So our budget's 100,000. You guys gave that to us.
They came well under
Is
it.
that what we had budgeted?
Yes.
They were $1
$100,000?
under it.
I know, it's great. What?
We had 100,000
Yes.
budgeted.
Yes.
And it looked like both of them came in at 99,000.
Well, and
The luck of the draw.
apples
What a
to
great estimate.
apples comparison, right? So, from a staff perspective, we like Workscapes that we can piggyback a Sourcewell contract or state contract to get this pricing. But in order to secure and lock in this pricing, we have to get this order in by the end of the year. So that's why we're bringing it to you now.
This going through the counties,
The state.
the state.
States, yep. We have spent over a year on this.
Yes.
If you have, now colors, we can change colors, it's not a big deal, but generally speaking, this is all of the furnishings for the proposed admin building. We tried to.
All the rooms.
Yes, all the rooms, boardroom, chairs, furnishings, desks, the whole shebang.
So they're not asking for color at this point in time, just the material?
We'll iron out the color exactly, but for the most part, we gave them our color palette that you guys adopted, and this is what they've proposed. I personally like it. I think it's light. It'll go with all of the colors that we have.
If we change our color scheme in the future, this is very flexible, so
The only thing I saw on the whole thing, and maybe somebody else caught it, is why so many chairs in the new conference room or in the big room?
for all the people that we have attend all of these meetings. No, well,
Just,
It doesn't look like we need more than
there's
two.
just.
Oh, you mean on the dais?
Yeah, on the dais. Why is it so big?
because we have some committees that have 7 members. And so we have to accommodate the 7 members plus staff in order to,
I think even right here, you've got 8.
We've got
So-
our 5, and then there's 2 addition and then 2 more. So if we have, you know,
9 to me
staff
is
or,
plenty.
yeah. I
Five
mean, I
and-
don't mind the size. I'd much rather.
I
if
just
we got-
didn't understand that.
Yeah, if we have a space or 2, I mean,
well, and keep in mind, if we rent this out to an HOA, I mean, we rent this space out to HOAs, and I know that they pull in chairs and they're sitting elbow to elbow.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we can always put the extra chairs in the storage closet, but I'd rather have them and not need them than need
And
them and not
sometimes when we
them.
have those presentations here, like when Lee Health comes to do there's just
you
nowhere to
saw.
sit, the room is packed.
I
So-
learned the hard way building a $5 million building for our office about 25, 30, 40 years ago and
enough
doing
storage.
this. Unless you sit down, and then these guys are professionals, I hope they've done it. Make sure you aren't putting a round peg in a square hole. In other words, you're buying more furniture than you can fit in the room. Has somebody done that?
We
Because
gave-
I saw a lot of furniture in some of those little small rooms, like, I don't know how they're gonna get in to even get in their chair.
No, we gave them the DWG file, the architectural plan set, so they went in and
they've
measured.
done that?
Yes.
Okay.
And then each office, again, this is staff and accommodating them, asked what they would like in their office. So like for me, I don't necessarily need the whole hutch. I don't like all the paper. So each person has given their specifics, so that way they can make it their own space.
We gave everybody like, this is the most you can have, and then if
Take away.
people could take away from that.
well, the office space should be representative of the role and what the role needs.
Exactly.
So as long as
Right.
that's been considered, we're not really I mean, I don't want to sound bad, but we're not outfitting for the person, we're outfitting for the office. for the
Correct.
function
If you
of
have
the-
like the utility people and the public works people, they're gonna have access to plans and that type of
One
stuff.
thing
They
that I
need more
would,
room.
one thing that I would love to see, not necessarily in the boardroom, but somewhere, is we've got a lot of maps. I would love, and I was trying to look for some of these online,
Photos?
but you know how if you're in Lowe's and you have like the carpet
Oh, yeah, the
thing?
rack.
Yeah, and
To slide
you've
them
seen them in
around.
some of the
Yeah,
architecture.
you can buy those in
Yeah.
engineering companies.
Yeah, engineering companies. I would love to be able to have a nice area we can pull back maps and be able to look at things. And in the future, we'll just have a big screen where we can just pull everything on GIS.
Or have them
but-
on a rack that you can pull off the rack and lay on a table.
Yeah, well, however it
Either
is,
or.
I'm just saying that we do a
Okay.
lot with maps.
Yeah.
I'd love for some place where we can not just have 3, but we should have 20 that we can choose
Bob,
from.
any questions you have on this or the?
No, it looked pretty
Is-
professional
What's
and
the
good.
quality of this furniture?
They,
This
so,
isn't the laminate that when you walk by and catch your pants on it, it rips off a 8-foot piece of,
no, we did tell them the chairs, we wanted to get the higher grade stuff on because that's where everybody sits, especially office and at the dais as well and at conference rooms. So,
They brought us chairs that we had for like a couple of months. We rotated them around through staff. We each got to sit on it for a few days to see how it was, before we picked.
the last one I had,
Are these chairs designed for guys? Or are they designed for short, little squatty ladies also?
I hope
They're
guys.
designed for the average
we have any of
person.
the,
average person.
Average, no. So it's not designed for me.
With the
Okay.
desks, are
Gonna
all
have to
these-
get my
Are all
pillow.
these stationary desks or are they?
They're all raised.
They're all raised.
The whole L
Perfect.
doesn't
Yeah.
just one part,
With,
one,
what did we learn?
a modesty panel.
A modesty panel.
So like if
feels
you're,
that.
so when you wear your skirt to work, that way
We don't
it's
want-
covered,
yeah.
so. Or if you want to sit barefoot, people can't
we
see it.
usually wear long pants, so what?
Well,
Okay.
others may want a modesty skirt.
Is
Another question.
Flavia gonna get a chair? I mean, she get a couple.
I knew it was coming.
What did she say?
She knew it was
I
coming.
I didn't say anything.
What are we doing with all the furniture? Is everything over at the
Selling.
other off?
Auctioning it.
We're gonna auction it
Yeah,
off.
we're gonna recoup.
My last question is, this is all furniture. There's a whole technology side, what monitors, TV displays?
I'll address that.
Okay, all right,
Um,
perfect.
I have had multiple discussions with Janopi as well as Harmon, who's going to be doing all of our AV work. I haven't seen the final plans yet for the actual dais, and we talked about TVs, like where are they going to go? We think we know where they're going to go, but we don't know for sure if they're going to fit there or what size we need. And Harmon's recommendation, because that technology is so inexpensive, wait until the space is built. We have an idea now. There are plans, like we're planning to put a TV here and we're planning to put a TV here. Once we get in there, that may not actually
The
work once the
dais
space
design is
is.
in here.
Yeah,
in the
but
book, in the
that's, we have
book.
to figure out, I know that everybody will have
They get a
power.
See a place to where you're gonna put the computer.
Yeah, we have, everybody will have power, everybody will have a spot. These are not gonna be tall. The only discussion we're having now is, are we gonna provide other monitors, or because you guys all have iPads, are we just gonna have a place for you to do that?
So what I was talking about is like, even in the office spaces, are we doing dual monitors for everyone?
Yes,
Okay,
yep.
dual
Standard.
monitors
Yeah, that's
and-
standard.
Okay.
And
Everybody has that now, so.
Laura took inventory of all of our technology a year or so ago, and she's been slowly transitioning out, working with Janopi on anything that's antiquated, getting new stuff in, new technology. Those like Austin, myself, who need a beefed up laptop because we open so many plans and maps and large files, so.
I'm not worried about that. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking like the office space.
Same
Dual
thing with the
monitors,
conference room.
whiteboards.
Same thing.
Yes.
Big TV screens in the conference
Yep.
rooms.
Yep.
Yeah.
Key is that we're within budget.
Yes.
on
Yes.
this deal
That's
here.
perfect.
Yes,
Did
I
these
have a
guys
separate
have our
budget for
budget
that.
number? It's amazing. The budget was 100,000 and everybody came in at 900 or
99,000, yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions? A
No.
motion to approve authorizing staff to initiate the purchase of the new building furniture
So moved.
Second that.
Workscapes.
From
from
Workscapes.
Workspace, thank
From
you.
Workspace.
In the amount of 99
not to
to
exceed 100,000.
8624. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you.
Opposed? Thank you.
Hey, can I just ask one question on that? So have you guys thought about art, like artwork or any other decor for the space?
Not until, well, the walls are up, but not until we get closer to being in the building. I have some ideas, but
Well, one of the things that I would like to see is
Local,
Local,
yes.
yeah.
We're on the
Even
same-
some historical stuff
Yep.
of Gateway, some nice black and whites, or,
One of the things that we had done at the beach, which I thought was really cool, which I thought we could entertain here, is a mural, some type of mural of Gateway. Like at the beach, we had the arches behind the dais.
We
But
could have a 1986 photo of the property here, and then we could have a
yeah,
2026.
can you've got you've got the
Before and
photo, right?
after.
You've got both photos that you can give us?
I think I could find one.
Bobby, you've got Pelican Preserve, you
Well,
can
we
give
can put the
us.
broccoli on the mural.
Okay,
okay.
okay.
Perfect.
Anything else? Okay. Item B, discovered
I just have
irrigation meter
one-
connection in Hampton Park. What the heck
Hang on.
happened here?
Flavia, I think Flavia had a question.
I just want to open this, just since we're in the building. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, because honestly, my days are kind of running on top of each other. But I was on site visiting the building with Chelsea. And I think it would have been nice for, the board members to take 10-15 minutes to just go in there and kind of feel it. I will say this, there were some cons and some pros. Like, there was a few rooms that I thought was extremely small when I was there. And I remember one was all on paper and I'm like, oh, this is too big, we can trim it down. But I think it'll be a good opportunity for, you guys to go visit and kind of like have Chelsea walk through what's what in that building. I thought it was beneficial for me. It was eye opener as well for
If you'd
some
like to,
issues.
I'm here, so, I
Go
mean,
and take a look.
yeah, just call me and we can schedule a time and go take a peek at it.
Does it
Because the
get-
last time you said you didn't want us wandering around loosely.
Yes, there.
I mean,
it's an
what-
act-
what-
It's an
and
active
I'll-
construction site, so.
I'll be honest
changed a
with
lot
you.
since the last month and
Yeah.
a half.
And Chelsea, like I mentioned, the EOC room, like that room that you're gonna have your meetings. And I just looking at the picture, I just want to make sure that you will have enough room for people to walk behind chairs, because that table looked really big and that room is very small.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I brought up that question about furniture. I learned my lesson the hard way on
I
that.
literally when I was when I was with Chelsea in that room, I was like, this is the room, and I was taking steps. I'm like, okay, here's a chair, here's a table. There is hardly any space. So
room is it?
We have the EOC room, which is the hardened room in the
Three
event.
conference
they're both
rooms in
they're
there.
both the same size. They're literally all you're gonna get is one table and chairs on both sides, and you may get a foot maybe until you hit the wall.
Call me if you guys want to go take a gander. Okay. This, Flavia, was that it? Is that all you had?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, back to the Hampton Park discovered meter.
So this is for information purposes only. As part of our wonderful meter box project, we discovered an old meter, a master meter, not a master meter like a master meter community, but the brand master meter, which is from 2000, I don't even know, 13, 11. Ed, you can probably speak better to this, but similar to what we had over in Timber Ridge. Remember how we found a meter?
I was just gonna say,
So we don't know the usage. We don't know if they ever paid connection fees. There's a lot of assumptions, but this is just one of the things that has come out of the meter box replacement project. We've contacted the HOA and told them that they have to submit a new application. Again, we're assuming they paid connection fees. We're assuming because it was one of the district's old meters in the system. There's a lot of assumptions, but they could have potentially been getting free water for all of these years. But we just
when they did a wet check for all these years,
this is the HOA, Hampton Park HOA.
yeah, when they do a wet check for their common areas for all their irrigation, where in the hell did they think the water was coming from?
Oh, Ed, like anybody who call and say, hey, you're not billing me.
Yeah, that doesn't happen too often.
Jeez.
The provider of the water will find you.
I would think that the association, when they're doing the wet check, would be checking the areas, zones, and know what meter it comes off of. Because if you have a leak, or if you have a large usage,
To Flavia's point, they're not going to complain on something they're not getting billed on. So anyway,
so was there any reading of the meter at all? Had it been used?
we don't know because we don't know what the prior read was. Since we've
But it wasn't
replaced.
zero.
No, it wasn't zero. No.
It was 99,000 or something?
Yeah, so since then, we've put a new meter in and told them they need to fill out an account. We'll know if there was usage, but
And it's a 5/8.
Yeah.
So it's got to be a minimum zone.
So this is just
Okay.
FYI, we found this. No action other than they need to fill out the account, otherwise we'll take the meter out and they won't have any water, so. All right, any questions for that?
Any questions on
I
that?
do. So I would we be doing a connection fee plus an average use for like last 5 years, or what is I just want to hear from the board, like what are we thinking?
I say forget about it.
Just do the connection fee then?
What did we do?
Just like how we did it with
What did we
Timber
do at
Creek?
Timber Ridge?
So
Timber Ridge
with
is connection fee.
Timber Ridge was the connection fee, but that's because it was directly tapped into the line. We didn't have a meter there. This one, there was a meter there. So I'm assuming at some point I'm assuming that we collected a connection fee because it was a master meter. And usage, Flavia, to your point, I've thought round and
Can't
round.
document it.
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
The 5/8 inch meter. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Well, I'm sure that when we get into the big 6,500 meter project, this won't be the only one. Next item, overview of the boardroom layout. This has to do with the dais.
Yep. So you guys.
I was kind of confused by those two, the plan view didn't bother me, other than I didn't understand why so many, but the section views, if you look at the very bottom one there, Doug, this goes to what you were asking, it looks like the desk is going to be very similar to this type of a setup, but if
Laminate, it will be laminate.
well, I don't mean that. I mean the physical nature of it. We go take that on up, Laura. The picture to the section. Yeah, there you go. See where the tabletop is. If we have a what do you call it? Monitor
Trying to get over there.
like
I
this
lost
one
my mouse.
on that, it's going to be just like we have now. It's blocking the view because the
Rather than
tabletop
recessed,
is not
a little
it's
recessed.
not recessed. So I've got concern on that.
And what is the, are there dividers on here?
No, that's the brackets to hold it up.
Okay, all right, so there is no dividers.
No.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I thought that we had said all along, these were gonna come down, so that Carol
This-
could see out.
I mean,
Referring to-
ideally, we would have them either on an angle or,
Or have the table lower.
A little recess, yeah,
or,
well,
yeah, or
Well,
recess.
and listen, this hasn't been constructed yet. We can adjust it if we want.
I think our preference
You know,
is-
those ones
this
where you
is
have a
right,
slot.
right, a little slope down.
Yeah, a little sloped action, so you can look out and not have to look up over to see anybody in the first row.
Yep.
I paid attention. I was at the Board of County Commissioners meeting on Tuesday, because we're getting more money. And I was kind of watching, like, there's our tilteds. They only stick up about as far as this does for us, and they can
That's
see
the way
over.
it
Like,
should.
this
Want to make
is
sure we
really
got
bad
that
for
covered,
me.
because we
Well,
talked
no.
about it, and this
Yeah.
view here does not looks like to me it's going to set just like it does
No,
right
my
now.
intent is for you to be able to see clearly over it. This is not how the new one is going to look. I can guarantee that.
All right. Any other questions about the, kind of the boardroom?
No, I just,
No.
let's just be very mindful of that. That's probably one of the most important pieces to
Yes.
us, you know? And I think we do need to think about whether we're gonna have displays. Not everyone does, but it is nice. So,
We talked about where they go, do they sit in, but then if they're in, then if you bring your own device, then you cover
there's
it.
gotta
And
be
so
best
there's
practices
a lot
already
to-
out there.
Yeah.
It's just as long as they know that, because that picture does not look like it anticipates a recess. Get in there.
We've given them the intent.
Okay. Okay, no. District manager
Yep, I
items?
just have a couple items. You all asked at the last meeting for a joint meeting with PrAC, and we think we've got that secured for your February 19th meeting at 2 PM. So you will have a workshop at 2 PM on February 19th. That will be the joint session with PrAC. To Laura's point that she just briefly mentioned, Garrett FM was constructed, they paid additional park impact fees, and so Laura attended the BOCC meeting on Tuesday, and we requested the remaining park impact fees that the county is holding on our behalf to use towards the project.
It was $115,000.
So, and then, of course, if KOP Lawn or North Haven or Daniels Parkway Apartments ever is constructed, we'll have additional park impact fees for those projects. So
What did they say?
Yes.
they approved it.
Yeah, it was
Very
on a,
good.
it was on a consent. I went just in case they pulled it, if I had to answer any questions and they didn't pull it.
It's a reimbursement.
How much is it per unit?
I don't know.
What-
I know the total was 115,000.
Well, we get 250 units in that
256 units.
down there, so that's $4,000 a unit.
I'll have to go look and see what their
Man,
impact fees are.
that's salty. That's good. Okay, go get some more buildings. Going on.
I don't have anything else.
One thing, I know we had talked about this at the last board meeting, at the very end, when we were talking about the Commons Park area, and the area that would end up being undeveloped, but we would use as free grass space. And I brought up that I think we should change the grass type to something that's going to be a little bit more like a, something a little flatter, not so thick, so you can use it for multi-purposes. I think everyone agreed that was okay because it wasn't going to be a big cost difference. Do we need to vote on that?
I would prefer
okay.
you vote on that because, well, A, there's already going to be a change order cost with OAK to irrigate whatever you choose if it's not Bahia, which we already know that you guys did not want Bahia. But if you choose to do Bermuda, Palmetto, Florida, whatever it is.
So I don't know exactly what's the best grass to use, but
The non-invasive.
I would
or the
like
non-
something that, is almost like the grass that we use over here.
Soja would be what you
Or,
probably want to go with.
something that's not going to be thick, but
What-
not too hard to maintain either.
Whatever you
And
choose.
resistant to
Yeah.
VMS.
Yeah.
Right.
Whatever. So Palmetto is what we've been told to move forward with. If you change that.
Palmetto is a thicker grass,
Yes.
St. Augustine. If you would go with either a Bermuda or you go with zoysia, then you're talking about like a golf course
Yeah,
fairway
yeah.
type grass.
Whatever you choose, we have to make sure they're not directly abutting them, like there needs to be a sidewalk or something in between
Because you don't
them.
want them to cross grow.
Exactly.
Okay, that's fine. So what do you recommend, Ed? Either a zoysia or?
Well, zoysia is resistant to the VMS.
So let's say zoysia then.
Or just where like the pavilion is supposed to be,
That right corner.
the back, where that
right corner
pavilion
where
is.
it's undeveloped, but that's going
Everything
to be an open
else-
free.
Everything else is Palmetto like we've discussed.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that.
Basically any common area that's not going to have any use.
So if you could have a motion, that would be great.
So I'll make a motion that we adopt a sod plan for the
Zoysia or equal.
zoysia or its equivalent in the
Pavilion area.
pavilion free play area of the new park.
A second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okey-doke.
All right, thank you. And then Winterfest, Paul gave you guys VIP parking. It is Saturday from
4 to 8.
4 to 8. I know I'll be here from 4 to 6 at least. I'll probably be here a little bit earlier than that. But if you'd like to come, and I know Flavia is going to be there and she'll do a little speech, but if anybody else would like to come and do a little speech or at least participate in the event or see how big of this is our biggest event of the year. It's
The
definitely.
lighting is at what time in that interval? Is it around 6 o'clock?
I think normally, yeah, hold on, I can tell you.
The one thing that I'll say, just be mindful, I know there's a plan here. Sometimes when we've had this event in the past, we've almost spread out in too much space. And it's sometimes it's better to kind of pull it in a little bit, to tighten it up. Because it just creates a better environment when you've got more of a crowd space and not so spread out. So just be mindful of that.
Do we have several food vendors?
Yes, we do.
Good.
That was the big thing. It seemed like we never have enough food vendors.
We never have enough food vendors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tree lighting's at 5:45 p.m.
good,
And
good.
we've got we've got lemonade, barbecue, burgers, snowballs, scoop me up,
Potatoes?
pizza,
The potatoes?
tamales, coffee,
Popcorn.
popcorn, not potatoes. Did I say potatoes?
No.
I asked if that guy that does the potatoes is there. Oh, shoot, that was good.
Who was that? What was the name of that? Do you remember the?
I don't know what it was, but he makes all kinds of different, you can just get a regular baked potato with butter, sour cream, or you can
Or,
get one
yeah.
with chicken, or you can get one
Yeah,
with
yeah.
all kinds of
I can't remember
stuff.
the name of that place, but it is
And they
good.
had, what do you call the ones that you deep fry, like fritters?
Yeah.
Like tater tots?
Tater tots, yeah, you could get that. It was delicious.
Ed, you're getting into my area.
Where's the
Did I mention
Where's the
sugar?
concession?
my area.
Food, if it's
Okay,
food.
let's
yeah.
go on.
where's Where's the beer vendor?
Yeah,
Not
where's the
here,
beer?
not this year. They didn't want to come
Been saying
back.
that for 10 years.
We had it last
Who
year.
said, who's they?
We had it last year. The vendor did not,
Rotary did it last
the
year.
Rotary did it last year and it wasn't worth them coming back.
It's not Wisconsin.
That's a great revenue opportunity.
They were here last year and
You
you
could go
weren't.
directly to
You weren't
parks.
here.
You don't card the
I'm over here
teenagers.
this year.
You can sell a lot of beer if you don't card the kids.
Anything else?
I don't have anything else.
Tony, District Attorney.
Real briefly, we continue to try to pursue getting a resolution with Santa Luz, the attorney for Lennar. There's some sent, Rob Cooper, who's the attorney for the condominium association, revised documents, the 20 minutes before our conference call that were not redlined in full extent. So I've sent her the Word document, formatted document. I'm waiting for it back. I've nudged her again, so hopefully we'll keep pushing on that to get that done. One thing that came up though was, I think, the question was, somebody planted some vegetation, I guess, in the LME, so we're not sure, but that may need to come out when they do the restorations. That was just part, who planted it, whether it was Lennar or somebody else.
Nobody's claiming ownership of it. Everybody's like, I didn't do it, I didn't do
Yeah,
it,
the
I didn't do
association
it.
said they
so.
did not, but we'll get through it.
Yeah.
They said, it's good working with Rob Cooper, the attorney for the association. What I'd like to have also is the authorization to publish notice of rule development with regards to parking regulations, parking areas, designating district parking areas, if I can have that approval from the board.
So moved.
I'll second.
Aye.
Thank you. So I'll initiate that and work with Chelsea on the draft document to have for the board for review at the January 15th meeting. And no, just other routine matters, working with staff on it.
Okay, Tony, I have a question for you. At the end of our last meeting, Bob made a motion about you were going to craft a letter that that is going to be sent to the city of Fort Myers, saying that we are going to cooperate in meetings concerning possible transfer or acquirement of assets by the Pelican Preserve Homeowners Association.
Yes.
Has that been
I
drafted?
drafted a letter and under Chelsea's signature, and went to Fay.
It went to Faye and, there's another member of PPCA and Perry Dragon and Steve Adamczyk.
That
Yes.
went out.
Okay.
That went out today.
Today.
That was timely. Okay, good.
Holidays were kind of made life.
She was gone.
Did you know that I was going to ask this question?
Just made it.
Well, but my question was, my understanding of the motion was that we are more than willing to cooperate in any talks on this, but it did not say that the district is in favor.
Correct.
In favor.
Exploratory only.
Nothing is to be mentioned about this means we're in favor or not in favor of it.
Long way from being
Here's
committed.
what it says. I'll read it. I'll just read
Well,
it.
because there are some people that are making that leap.
Okay.
And I just want to make it clear that we're going to participate in talks and see where it leads.
Just discussion.
Discussion.
Yeah, the request was, and I'll read you the letter, and
Okay.
you can chastise me if I drafted it improperly. The first part is, hey, the Board of Supervisors at its meeting on November 20th reviewed your letter dated November 20th, attached with regards to request for position statement, request concerning GSCDD-owned roads, gatehouse, and sidewalks in GSCDD rights-of-way in the Pelican Reserve community in GSCDD, the GSCDD assets. While you have not provided a copy of a duly adopted resolution of the Board of Directors of PPCA concerning this matter, the request asks the Board of GSCDD to provide a letter attesting to the Board's previously stated position that it would be willing to transfer the GSCDD assets to PPCA at some time in the future, should PPCA formally request such a transfer. You advise that PPCA has initiated preliminary discussions with the City of Fort Myers, the city, to determine if the city would be willing to, I think, it says access, but entertain, basically transfer the assets to the city, and the city thereafter transferring the GSCDD assets to PPCA. While GSCDD has not been party to those communications, you have also advised that the city's legal department requested that PPCA obtain written affirmation from GSCDD of GSCDD's willingness to transfer the GSCDD assets. This letter is for the purpose of affirming that the board of GSCDD globally, presently, conceptually, remains willing to transfer the GSCDD assets to the city and consent thereafter to the city's conveyance transfer of the GSCDD assets to PPCA in a manner and using processes and procedures consistent with Florida law, including but not limited to Florida statutes and relevant court opinions, with any transaction, transfer, or conveyance being subject to formal written agreements entered into by all the parties, detailing with specificity the terms and conditions of any transfer of the GSCDD assets. In this process, it is essential that GSCDD be involved in all communications between the city and PPCA, and that PPCA fully cooperate with GSCDD.
So this is to start the
okay.
discussion on
That sounded a little
facilitating
bit
this
too much
change.
like we're going to do it. And
Yeah.
we're not. All we're doing
It
is
says
talking about
It says
it.
conceptually, presently affirmed.
Say something more like exploratory.
Yeah, I mean, we're not, that sounded like a commitment. We're not committing to anything. We're just saying we're willing to let them go to the city. Yeah, we'll talk. But
And
we
we'll
can't
be happy
commit till
to
we know
talk,
it's
and we'll
what the
be happy to
impact is.
participate in talking. But this, I did not take that vote on the motion that Bob made to say that this board was in favor
Correct.
of doing that.
And we're not. We don't know. We're just in favor of letting them talk to the city to see if it's possible.
Did I stand correctly?
You're collecting data.
Yes. So you might want to
Okay,
massage that a little bit.
Yes, it's already done up, we'll revise it.
Because that sounds a little too, like we're willing to just do it when we're not.
Okay.
All right.
Well, this has already been sent though, right?
Yeah, we can send a revised one. It's fine.
Okay.
For clarification purposes, just to clarify.
Okay.
As long as that's the
So,
direction of the board here today.
Could you send a clarification letter that we are willing to participate, but that there's been no votes taken either for or against doing it?
And I think we said that I was going to participate in the meeting, or at least sit in on it.
Right.
Correct. I remember, I was gonna say Bob was gonna be
Yeah.
a person.
Because we're a long way from getting rid of the roads. Okay.
We'll run this by Bob also before it goes
All right.
out. If that's okay.
Okay, I would appreciate it because at the homeowners association had their meeting yesterday. And when Faye gave her report, it almost sounded like we had taken a vote on being in favor of transferring these things.
Sounds like the cart was ahead of the horse.
Yes, yes, yes.
And that
yes.
is not how I remembered it, and that's why I brought it
Not
up
the way
to
I
you.
thought I presented it. I know what I said. I don't know what they heard.
That was my understanding when we did it the last time, that it was for discussion purposes to see if there was an interest.
Yes.
We can amend and
Okay.
resend.
Thank you.
And Bob will pass it to you before we send it.
That would be great.
Okay.
Anything else for Tony?
Yes, sir.
I got one for Tony. What's the follow-up on our deal with the litigation? Is that done?
Yes, that was taken care of at the last board meeting.
I mean, the follow-up, everything's done.
We received nothing further.
I'm sorry?
We have received nothing further, but I can double check.
You know, thank you. Anything else for Tony?
I got one for Tony.
Go ahead.
The never-ending saga of the easements.
Yes, sir.
I believe we're down to the last one of Solero, and we need a proper drawing that reflects what we hope to achieve. So if we can get that done, I'd really like to get that
I
wrapped
guess-
up in 2026.
Yeah, I guess the key issue is whether or not the
Actually-
line crosses two parcels or one property for the single-family section.
Just draw it and put it anywhere you want it. Just get it done.
Well, do you want 2 easements or 1 easement?
I don't care.
All right, let's
it
get
done.
2 then. We'll get 2.
Yeah,
Just to protect.
the easement document's already drafted, it's just a matter of getting the graphics. So if we can just get.
So we need both homeowners to sign it? It's not a big deal. Let's just get it done.
We can do that.
Okay,
I'll work on that next week.
When I read the letter from start to stop, looks like Tony wrote it. It's 10 pages. I forget where the hell I am when I got to the end.
they're both the same.
Okay, all right.
They both grant the easement. The key is we already have the graphics for the one lot 29.
Right.
It's a matter of getting the
Let's-
graphics for lot
Let's
28.
just get her done.
All
Okay.
right,
Anything else, Bob?
I'll work on that
Not
next
for
week.
Tony.
Doug?
No.
Nope.
Flavia, anything for Tony?
No, nothing.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Okey doke. Future board business. Chelsea?
Pond standards is the big thing. The pond subcommittee is reviewing the final version, quote unquote, final version to present.
PPAC next week.
Oh, it's going to PPAC next week as well, and then it'll come to you as a discussion.
Is that one that's in their,
Yes.
on their website? That's the one that's up
And the-
for discussion?
Yep.
Okay.
But other than, Laura plugged in all of the budget things because we're right around the corner from that. But generally, knock on wood, it's pretty quiet around this time of year. Thank you for taking off the second meeting in December. That'll give us a little bit of time to get some of the things queued up ready for January, and bids coming in for Pelican's Pond. So
We're off the 18th, we're off the 1st,
Yeah,
and our
back
next
to
meeting
15th.
is the 15th.
yes,
Okay. Okey-doke.
workshop at 2.
Workshop at 2 to do pond standards.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'd like to ask for,
You want to go into supervisor comments?
no, I'd like to
Oh,
ask for an agenda item
Oh.
on the 15th. Looking ahead as we start into the budget, I would like to know what we have left in the 2023 bonds fund.
Okay.
So, I mean, forget the stuff for the administrative building, we're probably going to use every dollar of that. Forget, but specifically, I'd like to know
What project?
what money there was in there for Phase 1 of the parks over at the, how much bond money there is there for that.
Let me
How
just
much bond-
Recapitulation of everything.
Well, how much bond money is there yet for ponds? And so that we can say, do we have enough to finish all the ponds, or do we not have enough? I just,
So can I ask a clarification?
Yes.
You want to know what we've borrowed for the 2023 bond series, how much money we have sitting in the pot, not eligible out of the $55 million bond validation, just how much money we actually took out in the bond series.
yes,
There's two things.
yes.
Because having it
But-
available is very different than committing it.
Yes.
Right. So, but there was probably other things that were put in there. And I think we as a board should look at them now, 2 years, some odd later, and say, oh, we're probably never going to do that. Can we move that over to
We just want an
so-and-so?
update on where we're at on the
What
bond.
projects were complete? Laura,
Right.
surprising.
I mean, maybe we need more money
I have a
for
spreadsheet.
ponds.
She has a spreadsheet. Well, yes, we can give an
Of
update
course you do.
on where we're at and how much. and
Actually,
what
Stephen
projects-
Bloom created it, so I just updated.
What
Well,
projects?
I mean, maybe we're going to need more money for ponds now that it's later and costs have gone up and all that. I don't know. I don't know.
Yep, we can do an agenda item on that.
Yep,
But you,
easy.
and then, the other thing is, I lost it. Never mind, go,
It'll come back.
I know. Just go on to something else. It'll come back to me.
Okay,
Do you want me to touch on Mr. Wilkins?
yeah.
Okay, so there's definitely some gray area. There's definitely some lessons learned. So long story short, the call came in. It was about irrigation. And as part of that whole conversation, there were some questions about shrubs and who maintains shrubs around the lift station. So the phone call, although it came into the front office and to utilities, because it was landscaping and then irrigation, that phone call got transferred to Angelo, our landscape and irrigation tech. Angelo doesn't maintain anything inside of Pelican. So the response that it wasn't ours was in the sense of it's not our mainscape contract, it's not our Ameriscape contract. Not that it wasn't a utility issue item. What should have happened is we should have taken down the name and number, gone and researched it and followed up. Now, $1,200, I don't know what you spent on $1,200. That's an astronomical amount of money. The follow-up to that is there was some email communication between James and Mark Eversman. Mark brought me involved into that email. I said, let me research this. We'll get back to you. I asked Bill Shaw to go out and investigate it. That's when he tightened. There was water standing. He did tighten the expander. I don't know
So
if
it's
that was
on our side of the meter.
It was in the meter
box,
box,
which
yes.
we say is ours. I don't know if that occurred before or after Greenscapes was out there. So, I mean, I can go back and look at text messages or calls.
I can answer that. Was Again, the process was I called the emergency. I didn't like the response, so
I can't hear.
Can you come to, yeah, come to the mic, James.
The microphones are good, but they're not that good.
I started with a call to the emergency number. They told me it wasn't there, so I understand now why they said what they did. So I was unhappy with that. So that's when I called Mark. Mark then got hold of Ameriscape, who then said the water was because we were irrigating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at that point, I had no idea how much property that was supposed to be irrigating because it's really not part of Matarita 2. Hence, now I understand it's probably Pelican Preserve, and I understand that, but Greenscapes was very specific, this is a meter problem. And I just couldn't find anybody who was willing to come out and take a look into, and again, maybe I didn't communicate, I'm not blaming anybody, this was a process. At that point, Greenscapes brought in their pumps, they pumped out all the water that was in both the.
What date was that again?
28th. This was all done on the 28th.
Okay, because I wasn't engaged until the 5th of November.
Why didn't we just simply turn off the meter?
We did, but now you have an area that's not being irrigated. So I believe that we should, especially this time of year, irrigation needs to flow however much we're allowed to use it. So at that point.
Well, I mean, that would have stopped the water and stopped the
It did
damage.
stop the water,
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
it didn't fix the problem. So then I had Greenscapes go back and say, everyone's telling me this is not their issue, so it must be mine. Go in and tell me what the problem is. So they had 2 techs go out, and they pumped all the water out. They checked all the stuff on the irrigation side, and that's when it's definitely the meter. And that's when Joe is his name from Greenscapes, called Bill. Bill came out and tightened the connector. And it was done, other than 2 days later, I went back and turned the water on, so it worked, but.
So the $1,200 didn't even fix the issue because we still had to go back up there. So I mean, I do think the $1,200 without seeing it, because it's, but I don't dictate what people charge for their job. So it's $1,200 and the issue is still not fixed because we had to go back and fix it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All I'm trying to do is recoup the time that my Greenscape people spent.
The 1,200 is total Greenscape
Yeah,
bill.
that's just labor. That was just their labor.
Well,
Because
but
there-
here's my question. What do you mean it's labor? Because you just told me that they went in, and if it's just labor, that means the issue would be corrected. But Bill had to go back there and tighten
You
the
have,
parts. So
you have 2 separate irrigation boxes. You have a box that's got the meter in it. You got the box that has irrigation in it. The water was flowing out of the top of both of those boxes.
okay,
So you
what is
couldn't
what is
look
the
at anything
1,200? What
You
is the
couldn't
12?
look at
I
anything
know, but
until you
I
pumped
don't.
all the water out.
Sounded like summer wind
And
all
I-
over again.
I mean, this is not something new for the vendor. It's not something for me, and then I'm not even on the business. But so $1,200 is the cost to assess and pump the water out. Is that what you're telling me?
That is correct. It was the cost to get rid of all the water, to check all the irrigation pieces.
See what the issue was.
To see what the issue truly was. And again, if I could have communicated better that someone from Gateway had come out to begin with to look at where the leak was, my guys wouldn't have touched anything.
Just looking at the invoice, and I don't mean to put you on the spot on the podium. The invoice says there's an irrigation mainline break located across from the irrigation controllers near the valves that needs to be repaired as soon as possible. And that the services billed as time and materials for irrigation labor at 16 hours, I'm assuming, and it's $1,280.
So that's what I'm trying to do. I don't think, no company, $1,200 for just assessing and pumping the water. It just isn't, not fixing the issue. I think that invoice, I'm just really going out there, but it's a combination of more than just what the CDD is responsible for.
Again, I am not an irrigation expert. I have Greenscapes, who's my landscaper. They went out and looked at the problem, sent me the invoice saying, if you want me to fix it, this is how much it's going to cost, with parts could have been above what the original estimate was for.
Bill, if you hadn't tightened it, would it still be leaking today?
It would still be leaking water as we speak.
I think it's a $1,280 lesson well learned. and I move that we approve
I second.
that.
Where are you paying that out of? From what fund? Is that a Pelican fund or is that the utility fund?
Should be utility, I would think. I mean, it is a utility, it's water.
It would have to be irrigation, it's not
Yeah.
001.
But is it
has to be
before or
004.
after?
Reclaimed water, yes.
It has to be 004.
Right.
Here's my concern. What I just read on that invoice, it says it is a mainline break.
Exactly. I mean, if you call it for a vote, I'll tell you what I go, just because of how you read that invoice. And because that is not an invoice to correct the issue, because the issue that is our responsibility was not corrected until our staff went and corrected.
You want them to rewrite the invoice? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, if you approve
No, I
it,
mean-
if you do approve it, we will need the invoice, the proof that it was paid, and then a W-9 to whomever we're paying it to, and then what account it's being charged out of.
What account would you suggest it be?
I don't think we should pay the entire amount. I
Wait,
think
wait,
it should.
we don't have an account for boo-boos?
No.
Mistakes? Okay, we made a mistake. Move on. Pay it and move on.
I don't necessarily know that it was a mistake because we were basing our decisions off of the information provided at the time. So I think it would be a split cost between us and the HOA.
Look, not trying to point fingers here, but I think we misdiagnosed, and anytime somebody calls a hotline after hours, we should be doing due diligence.
It was not after hours.
Or even anytime they're calling the hotline, I think
It would still be leaking if Bill hadn't fixed it. That's my bottom line on it. I mean, I'm not,
Right.
so therefore,
Well,
it's
the
a utility issue.
$1,200 didn't fix the leak.
No,
And
but
that's
it-
the point that I'm
it
trying
told
to
you
do.
what the leak
1200
was.
No, if you read the invoice, it told you,
You're
it
back to
told
the
you what the
invoice
leak
now.
was, and it was, there was more work that was not what we were talking about. I
We
have no
wasted more
problem
than
paying for,
$1,200 talking
I
about
have
this.
no, I have no problem paying
the-
for
if the
the
deal
guy to
would've
go in
gotten-
and assess it.
If the deal would have gotten, or the phone call would have gotten to
Bill
the
right away.
person on staff for utilities, we wouldn't be where we're at.
that's my
correct.
point.
That's my
And again,
point,
just,
yeah.
and it's a lesson learned, we'll do better in the future, but
So we have a
we have to
motion,
take some accountability,
we have a
regardless
motion.
of what the invoice says.
we have a motion to approve the payment. Do we had a second?
A second.
Any other discussion?
Yes, where are you paying it from?
You tell me.
04?
Board contingency?
Okay,
That's your boo-boos.
I don't care.
Okay.
But I think we took up, we made a mistake.
But-
We should correct it.
But there should be a memo on that, so we can line it back to this item, because we should, like, from a auditing.
Well, we'll need all of the documentation
Yeah.
proof of what was done and
I
what.
just want to be able
and
to
the
trace it back
invoice.
to this item.
Yeah, we'll be able to do that. So James, I'll reach out to you tomorrow on all of the invoice and all of the documentation that's needed.
My only other question is, if I run into this problem in the future, what am I supposed to do?
You call the office. You
Do what
did
you did.
exactly, you do exactly what you did. And honestly, if it gets to it, you call me or email me. Okay?
Again, I hated the thought of having to call him.
Well,
to
give
come
you
out
an
and
example.
tell
This happened a month ago on my watch over at Gateway Greens. And I called for the emergency. We had water shooting 6 feet in the air on a 4-inch line, and it was a mess. But the staff was out there in 15 minutes, and we determined that the break was on the owner's side, the community association side. And so they had to fix it, and they had to pay for all the costs and everything. But we had a person there who had knowledge.
Right.
That's the difference here. We had somebody that said something that was erroneous, and that led to the whole deal. So we have a motion.
Misinterpreted the.
Yeah, it was misinterpreted. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay.
And thank you very much.
So-
Chelsea, just email me what you require.
Perfect. Will do. Thanks, James.
Thank you, James.
Thanks for coming in.
Okey-doke. Anything? Supervisor comments? Supervisor comments. Carol, anything?
Yes, now I remember. Pensions,
Pencils?
pensions.
Oh, pensions.
Pensions. I think that this coming budget year is the year we should seriously consider moving from the pension system that we're in onto the
State of Florida.
state
deal.
one.
State deal.
And I know it's going to be a one-time leap, and we're going to have to look for the money. But I truly think as we have formed a good team here, you got to,
Protect it.
yeah. And I know it's going to be an expense, but I think if we start looking at it now and try and figure out how we can do it, I think it's possible to do it for the next budget year.
2027.
So all those facts and figures that you had last year, if you could update them and bring them maybe in February or March or something like that.
Okay.
So that we can look at that again. But I think we've heard from the people that are auditing us and everything that we're doing okay. I mean, we're not doing great, but we're doing okay. And I think this next year is the year to make the jump.
And you know that's an ongoing annual $200,000 plus expense. Okay.
So
The only trouble I have with it, Carol, my heart is with you, but the people don't want it. They'd rather have the money now. So it's a tough nut to get over. I agree with you. If it was me, I would definitely want it as an employee. But I'm hearing from the employees,
They don't.
they don't.
yeah.
They'd rather have
They want
the
they want
dollars in
money.
their pocket now.
it,
So I don't know.
it's,
Let's look at it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll be open.
So Carol, you reminded me, thank you. I failed to mention earlier, Laura and I, when we switched to and negotiated with Brown and Brown, our new broker, and we moved from Florida Blue to Cigna last year and enhanced our benefits, our medical, vision, dental. At that time last year, we negotiated basically a maximum increase for this year, which was
9%.
9%. Actually was talking to Tony.
Our law from Brown and Brown, also through Cigna, is our carrier, and our office manager negotiated the rate down from a 40% increase to 24.7%
So
increase.
what we
And that's
negotiated,
about the bottom that they could go.
yeah.
I mean,
So what we negotiated last year for this year, when they first, I mean, we're in open enrollment now. They tried to hit us with a 13%. We said, no. We agreed last year maximum 9%. I think we got it down to 5%. So that is a huge win from staff on savings and forward thinking. I know 5%, nobody likes an increase at all, but hearing
this
horror
market? Oh,
stories
yeah.
that others are dealing with right now, especially prescriptions. I just wanted to kudos to Laura. I know this has been a headache transitioning to Cigna. Anytime you change brokers and medical, it's a headache, but she does all of the work for this, and truthfully, this is a big win for us for this year.
Great job.
So,
Hey, guys, I'm gonna,
Congratulations. That's great.
Anything else, Kel?
Nope.
I don't have anything. I know you didn't ask him, but I'm gonna have to let you guys go. So, thank you.
all right, thanks,
Okay,
Flavia.
see you, Flavia.
Merry Christmas.
Bob, anything?
Oh, yeah, I got a couple things. The street light project is going extremely well in Pelican. These guys come in, they hit it, they clean up afterwards. You don't even know they were there when they leave. The new lights are in. Nothing's hooked up yet, but about a
FPL
third of
doing
our.
this? Is it the same vendor that did our
Oh,
subcountry?
No.
Oh, he's doing a hell of a job. And the new lights are much taller than existing. That kind of surprised me.
Usually
But
brighter,
anyway,
too.
kudos to Paul and the group, because these guys are nailing it.
Good.
Our landscape subcommittee has been very prolific in some of their planning, and they have some kind of cactus pups. I don't know what they are, but they're little cacti, and we're offering them to the community, and I wanted to throw it out over to a landscape group over here, rather than going out and buying these things. But if somebody has any interest, call Eversman, because apparently he's got hundreds of them. So if you ever want to put them someplace. Thank you.
We don't want those on over here, especially not next to utility boxes.
Yeah.
Now I know why we're throwing them away. Okay.
Okay.
Lastly, I had a request from one of our residents, a re-request from an old request of opening the multimodal path on the west side of Tree Line so we can get down to Winn-Dixie. You can't get down there by going to Colonial Boulevard. It's just too dangerous. So we're going to now explore maybe front feeding the cost if we get P-PAC's agreement, to finish that road ourselves and then hope to recover it, or the multimodal path, and hope to recover the funds when those two lots are developed, because,
It's on the west side of the road.
yes, they have to do it.
Backside, yeah.
You know, it's in the DRI, but we need to get that sooner rather than later. So I just wanted that to be information for everybody. And that's all I've got. Thank you.
No, the only thing is, I hate that I'm gonna miss the Winterfest, over the weekend. I'll be, taking 33 12 and 13-year-olds, 13 hours to Charlotte, North Carolina for the Pop Warner National Championship. Our 12-year-olds, won the Southeast region
Nice.
last weekend. So we're
Awesome.
going to represent, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, and Florida in the Pop Warner
They're
National
playing in the
Championship.
Panther Stadium?
We play, no, we play at Mecklenburg Sports Complex, which is a very big sports complex. There's 8 teams representing each region, and there's 5 divisions from U8 to U14. We
How
actually
many
have,
kids you got that are going?
we have 33 on our team, so I one of the coaches, so we've got 33, but we've got 5 teams from Fort Myers that are going to nationals, which is unprecedented.
Make us
How
proud.
many days you gonna be there?
Yeah.
We're leaving Friday night at 9 o'clock. Will be the championship game. If we make it all the way through, we have 3 games. We play next Saturday. The temperature in North Carolina right now, as you probably know, is between lows in the 30s, highs in the 50s. Our kids have no idea. Yeah,
Bunch
so
of 12-year-olds.
If there's anyone that, so we're having to buy
You'll see those
undershirts,
NFL guys
long
with all those
johns.
deals on, they
Yeah,
don't, they have it
yeah,
on for
they
a
don't.
reason.
So
Make us
if
proud.
anyone would like to make a donation, please let me know, because we have to outfit a bunch of
That's gotta be a
bunch of
lot
kids.
of chaperones. Oh, my God.
Bourbon, tequila,
cats.
what's your,
Yeah, I'm good. That's it. Thank
Good
you.
luck to your team.
Not show anybody.
I got 2 items. Wetland 47 and 48 are horrible. You now cannot see 2 of the golf holes whatsoever. There are exotics all over that deal. We got some things growing out there that are 12, 15 feet high. Somebody's got to get in there and get that cleaned up.
is this the same 2 that you mentioned at the last meeting?
Yep.
Because we've had the conservation contractor out there. Now, they're not, I mean, they're gonna spray and do whatever, but they're not gonna fully remove. Is that your expectation? Because I want to make sure we're clear.
I don't know how else they're going to, I don't know what,
In the
these are
past, they've gone
basically
through, they
like
cut it.
trees that are
They
growing.
can't.
They can't
The
cut,
staff
In the
been over there and looked at
conservation
it,
yes,
because it's horrible. It
yes.
is absolutely horrible.
I think what Doug was alluding to in the past, as opposed to doing prescribed burns, they went through and did an activity that mimics a prescribed burn. I can't remember the.
But only if they're exotics.
That's, yeah, that's all it is. Exotics are the,
Okay,
need to
okay.
be
That's the
removed
problem.
out of the
Well,
wetland. I mean, they shouldn't be there.
Tomorrow, we'll add that to
And they
We'll
shouldn't
take-
even
yeah.
gotten in this condition to be this tall.
2:30, you good?
So anyway, that's the
Oh,
one,
2:30, okay, that's great.
that's one issue.
That's
Then
an area out of the past, Ed.
I'm sorry?
That's an area out of the past.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they were asking me, why don't we just go in and burn it? I said, I got that burned once before and got burned. No. The other one is that I haven't seen any signs yet, and I'm assuming it's taking time just to get it done. Down there with our school buddies that are queuing up, have they been told that we're doing this or have done it?
No, we've ordered the signs, and because you guys wanted the aesthetic polls.
I think
those
I
gotta
would
come in.
immediately send a notice to that school, let them know we have passed this, and you better start coming up with a plan, because
I mean, we can tell, we've told them, I've met with them and told
And
them.
I met with them.
So,
they know that we're going to, we banned parking on the road.
no, we've told them that this is not acceptable and they need to
We
come
now
with.
need to tell them that there was a
We
vote
can.
and they're banned, so that they can start doing the work, and then they don't come back. Well, you surprised us. We've been knowing about it now for a month. But it's not changing. They're queuing up and they're,
Came over early today, so I didn't see it today.
do what?
I came over for 2 o'clock, so they weren't, doing it today.
Yeah, it depends on when you're there.
Right.
It's gotten so bad that it's queued on Daniels all the way, almost back to Gateway Boulevard.
I do know that Flavia was also working with the sheriff's office on bringing awareness to this. Obviously, we're going to work with FWC next month. And we've notified them of the schedule that we're looking for them to fill. So they're going to put it out to their people and see if we can get some of those shifts filled. And these areas of concern where you have told them to hit.
Everybody in Gateway Greens is really happy about that. They're tired. It's dangerous. You come out of Gateway Greens onto West Links Drive, and you've got
going
to
anywhere.
drive, you've got to drive in the wrong lane.
Yep. Yep, we'll send a notice to the school.
Okay, I didn't have anything else.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Everybody have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New
Holidays,
Year.
everybody.
See y'all.
See you in January.